Okay, well, my real name is Roland Gauvreau, but everybody calls me Skip. I went by that because I had a really hard time growing up with being made fun of about my name. I grew up in an Irish-Italian community. I pretty much I deal with depression, social anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder from childhood abuse, not from my military service. So it was pretty difficult. I grew up pretty much being abused. And finally, when I had my first major breakdown at 28, I went into therapy, went through 3 psychiatrists, and at the age of 30, they told me that they couldn't understand why I wasn't either in a mental institution or hadn't committed suicide. And basically gave me no hope for even surviving. So I went on my way. And I did what they call white knuckling it. So I spent 15 years out there trying to survive. I would have real high moments, and then I would crash and burn. My whole life was I'd have a job, and anger issues would cause me to explode, and then I'd be out of work for a while, and then it just was a roller coaster ride. And then finally, at the age of 42, I moved down to Florida from Massachusetts. I grew up outside of Boston. And then I had 3 years where finally at the end of that 15th year, because it was the first 3 years here, I hit rock bottom. And I had no place to look but up, and the only thing I can say is it's really only by the grace of God that I even survived as long as I have. I just turned 69. Went through a lot of spiritual counseling and stuff like that, but I never, I was kind of fearful of psychiatrists and psychologists, especially after my first experience, and so I never went to get medication or anything. I just learned to just get by, is what it was. But back in January of 2015, finally, I changed doctors, and this doctor listened to me, and he sent me to a behavioral therapist. And the behavioral therapist sent me over to MHA next door because I was looking for some groups where I could sit and talk to people about stuff, because I didn't feel that I had anybody in my circle that could even understand what I was going through. In fact, they all thought I was okay because I would put on that face. So I came here, first time I started here, I broke down. But after that, I actually started here February 24th of last year, and I had never taken any art classes or anything. It was kind of taboo in my family. One of my other passions was singing, which was taboo in my family. So anyways, here I started in on the drawing classes, and they have drawing, life drawings. They have acrylics, pastels, and watercolors. I took each one, like I progressed with each one until when I felt comfortable, I moved on to something else. And as you can see behind me, in a year, this is some of the stuff that has managed to come out of just being here 6 days a week, working to, on something that I really enjoy. This place is, this is my home away from home. Like I said, I'm here 6 days a week. I come in here because one of the expressions we use here is that depression can't hit a moving target. So if I come in here, I can relax and really enjoy myself and do something that really makes me feel good. The other thing is that I started joining the acting class. I've been in that. I joined they give vocal lessons. We have a show that goes on once a month called the Creativity Cafe, where I've actually started singing in it. So these are all different things that I've been allowed to express here that, as I said, were things that I wasn't allowed to do growing up. I still struggle with some of the same issues, but I've learned through here, kind of like we call it the toolbox. I've learned to be able to deal with different things, like when I get really anxious, breathing exercises, and manage to get myself calmer when I'm in a social situation, to be able to remove myself long enough that I can get myself comfortable again and move back into it. So, which before I would just run. I did a lot of isolating through most of my life. So I've been taking different courses and stuff. Like tomorrow and Friday, I'll be taking what they call RAP, which don't ask me about all of it because I haven't taken the classes yet. But I'm going to be at a seminar for 2 days doing that. I've been out. I've gone to Cops in Training to go and, tell them what we do here. I go to the different events and pass out pamphlets and stuff. As long as I'm behind a table, I'm okay. So I can do stuff like that. It's, when I have to get out into the crowds that I have problems. So I'm slowly I'm trying to give back because I'm so grateful for what this has really done for me. It's been the best year of my life, last year. And also when Chris had asked me a while back if I was interested in being on the board, and I just wasn't ready. But for some reason or other, it came up this past weekend, and I presented it to him, filled out an application, submitted it, and they accepted me. So, as he said, I'm going to be representing all the members here at the monthly board meeting. So, and I do whatever I can. I've had people that I've actually, even though I'm just a member, I don't work here, will ask me to sit with them one-on-one and help them with stuff because I've been through it. So to me, it's pretty hard to help somebody if you haven't really experienced yourself. I mean, you can do it, but I don't think it's as successful. That's my personal opinion. I actually, the only medication that I take is I take a non-addictive anti-anxiety pill because I personally, with my past experience not being so good, I'm not comfortable with going to therapist. I would rather go to somebody, like I can do it here. If I have to, I can call on Rich or Chris or whatever and go in and sit and just talk to them, I know what my issues are. I've been through it. And when I do need somebody to talk to, I know that there's somebody here that will sit and listen to me and help me get through whatever it is that's going on. I know that I've seen through here, being part of the groups, that Chris, the director, has a lot of influence with the mental health community and is able to get services for people that need it. So we have places that we recommend that they go to, and it's been actually very successful. We're all gifted in different areas, and I haven't got to the point where I deal with, because my social anxiety comes and goes, depending on the situation that I'm in. I'm at this particular point, having been here just over a year, I'm just not really ready for that yet. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I try to get involved in different things to help, fellow members and stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Most of the time I spend in art, because we have art Tuesday through Friday, and then Saturday's that's my favorite day. That's kind of like a open studio type thing where you can do whatever you want. But like I said, it's, I come and just, now I'm at the point, once you've gone through all the programs, it's just like 6 classes for each one of the studies, the 5 studies. Once you've been through that, you can basically do whatever you want. So if they were doing watercolors and I wanted to finish up an acrylic painting, I can come in and do the acrylic painting. But it turned into something that I never expected, because my early stuff I got very frustrated with. And I finally got to the point where I said, I need to stop trying to be perfect, because I'd always been kind of a perfectionist. So I said, I'm just going to have fun with it. When I decided to have fun with it is when everything started, to come together. And there's sometimes at night I'll go on YouTube and look for different techniques and stuff that I can do to change things up. Because like in back of me, you see some of those paintings, there's a bird that I actually did with cut up pieces of CDs and created that. There's another one where there's a sunflower that actually, if you look at it real close, looks like there's actually raindrops on it. And I learned that technique through watching videos. besides what I've learned, of course, here in the classes. So it's been fun, and I just constantly change it up. The one with the zebras I did with like a, believe it or not, spackle, and I created this texture to it. The white stripes on the zebras are actually spackle, and the frame in one of the mattings is actually done with the spackle and then painted. Yeah, so I just keep trying to do different things. But in the process, I've sold 11 paintings, which has really been kind of unheard of in here. So I've been very fortunate. Yeah. Absolutely, I look forward to. I get up in the morning. Some days I go to the gym. 3 days a week I go to the gym, and then I immediately come down here because I know if I stay at home, I'm in trouble. I won't do anything. I'll just vegetate. So I get myself together and come down here, and for me to sit in a social situation for any period of time has never been easy for me, but yet I can be here an entire day. Saturdays I'm here from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 in the evening with no break, and I just sit and I just do stuff. And so by the end of the day, anything that would have built up didn't have the opportunity to do it because I was occupied. When your mind is focused on something, it can't go to those places where you don't want it to go. So I go home, I'm exhausted. I lie down at night and I feel okay. And then the next day I wake up and maybe I don't feel so okay, but then I go through the same routine and I get myself back here. So yeah, absolutely, that's why I say it's been the best year of my life. It's really kept me even keel, level. I don't have those big ups and downs anymore. Yeah, it's been a blessing. Yeah, everybody has their own thing. Some people come in and they'll do clay. I tried to do clay. I wasn't so good at it. I probably, if I had kept at it, but it didn't grab me. And so they've got enough things here that people come in, there shouldn't be anybody who should be sitting around doing nothing because there are so many activities and stuff to do. Right now, I'm just so caught up in what I'm doing because I just keep creating and creating, new stuff. And because I'm doing that, it doesn't give me a chance to be bored, Yeah, so like I said, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Some people can do it like they can sit down and they can just me, I'm a visual person. So I'll go and sometimes I'll find different things and I'll put them together on the same page, Like I'll see a flower or an animal or something, and then, I might use that as the beginning thing, but then from there I create my own piece out of it. I'm grateful for today, so, that's another thing which I never used to be. I spent most of my life actually going to bed and just not wanting to wake up the next morning. That was how I dealt with my mental health issues. Now I enjoy, I really enjoy coming here and just doing stuff, So it's really wonderful.